Hi there. Good evening, everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. Sorry for the minute or so lateness there. I forgot that I had put it on a different setting than public, so it wouldn't let me access it. What's going on here? Anyways, we're here tonight. Start a new series, or a new live stream, I guess is what you would call it. This is Hammer of the Gods, which I took the title from this album, from a song on this album called The Immigrant Song. I figured if we're going to do a series on metal music, you best to do one that includes some Led Zeppelin. So Hammer of the Gods, this will come out probably weekly, every Thursday night now, in which I'll be talking about some metal topic. So the topic I had chosen to do tonight was going to be, and is going to be, the Immigrant Song. Why I think this song is kind of the beginning of that metal sound. So this came out in 1970, kind of coined the phrase heavy metal. But the song itself kind of lends itself to that metal element. And I think for many people, that's where this kind of term or this genre of music came from. Now, many people will say that Black Sabbath was really the first metal band. I'm not going to debate that. I certainly don't know of any band other than Sabbath at the time who were as heavy. This song just happened to have that phrase in it, and that's why I chose it for the title for the series. So we will probably be open here tonight also to talk about the recent Black Sabbath final show. I haven't watched it, at least not in entirety. I've viewed a few spot pieces here and there. Mostly on Aussie, so I don't really have too much to say about it, but you might have something to say about it. So anyways, that's kind of what my two topics are tonight. The Black Sabbath final show and Hammer of the Gods, the title track from the song Immigrant Song. Well, it's basically about the Immigrant Song. I remember the first time I heard that Immigrant Song after I had owned Led Zeppelin. So for me, this began with In Through the Outdoor. And then I went back and started collecting the Zeppelin albums, starting with Led Zeppelin II was my first one after In Through the Outdoor. And then my friend got two of them. He got Led Zeppelin IV, I believe. I'm not sure exactly which order he got these two in, and Houses of the Holy. Those are the two he got. So then it was my turn. So I got Led Zeppelin III, which is this one. And I also got, I'm going to say I got Led Zeppelin, the debut album. So I think that's how it worked out. I think we both got In Through the Outdoor. Then I got Zeppelin II, and then he got Led Zeppelin IV and Houses of the Holy. And then I got Led Zeppelin III. I'm not sure if Led Zeppelin 1 or the debut album came by me after that, or maybe we never got it. I'm not even sure. My memory is kind of vague about it. But anyways, so when we got this, we put this album on the turntable, and this song, The Immigrant Song, came out. I said, oh man, this is amazing. Another amazing album. And then disappointment set in because that was it. After that, they were all kind of acoustic bits and quiet bits and not so heavy bits. And I thought, wow, this is dismal. Like, why would they put an album out like this, right? Now it's my favorite album, but back then, not so much, not so much at all. But the Immigrant Song, I think, has been talked about quite a bit by members of people who are Zeppelin fans, about the band, about metal bands, all talk about this song as being one of the most influential of all metal songs. The other 9 tracks, now that I've been listening to this album for years, this has become my favorite album, and many of the other tracks I like, maybe even more than the Immigrant Song. Celebration Day, Since I've Been Loving You, Out of the Tiles, Gallows Pole, That's the Way. All these songs I think are fantastic, almost as good or better in some ways than the Immigrant Song. Immigrant Song is also one of the shortest. Actually, it is the shortest track on the album. It's just a pulse pounding song that comes flying out of the gate and doesn't last very long. It's kind of like a blue star, bright and lights up the galaxy and then burns out and blows up and fades away, right? Yeah, so I do like this album quite a bit. And over years, I've taken the album at times and started trying to look at the little, because there's a ton of little things on here. It's not just, you see the Led Zeppelin, but there's all these small little pictures and parts to it. I've been looking at it, trying to make some kind of semblance of it. I don't know that there's really any to be made, and it's always kind of made me wonder. But I've only begun in the last few years to kind of look the album over and see what they're. This to me looks like a walnut, like the shell, and then the top part of the shell's been removed. There's all these little pictures of people's teeth and butterflies all over the album, planes, all kinds of weird things, seeds from different plant heads. So I was wondering what they were trying to, if there was some kind of theme to it. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there who study every single detail of every single band. There's no way to compete with people like that. They just have it in them to do this. I have it, but not to that extreme. Like, there's people that can tell you every single detail of everything that's ever been put out by Rush, or the same with Pink Floyd, and the same with Yes, and the same with Genesis. All these people who love these bands and they obsess with them and study every little thing. I'm not one of those people. I like their music. I enjoy it for what it is. I have my favorites and bands I don't really care for, but I don't really overstudy them. I don't want to overstudy them. There's some people know every detail about the person's history, their family, how many kids they had, when they got arrested, when they didn't get arrested, what band kicked them out, the fight they had with members of the band, goes on infinitum. And so, so I know some of these things about some of these bands, but generally speaking, I think I love their music in a lot of cases. What they do in their personal life doesn't interest me nearly as much. I'm only interested in their music and what they do with that. Yeah, sometimes I get a little bit more interested in some people because I have a little more affinity for them. But generally speaking, I try not to go overboard on that, because the thing with studying people like that is you find out that they have flaws, and then some of those flaws are quite large, and then you say to yourself, why am I listening to their music? You can go really apolitical on this, and I just don't really want to go there. So I try not to go there. Anyways, this is a fantastic album. Like I said, probably my favorite, and I can't say enough good stuff about it. It's the same with the Black Sabbath. Like, I want to watch the concert, their last concert, but at the same time, I don't. I don't know if that makes any sense to people. I've loved much of what Sabbath has put out, especially early on, probably right up to the mid 80s, and then I didn't really follow them after that for a while. And I do have the final album, which I thought was very good. I don't think it is their best album or anything like that, but for a late stage album, it's fantastic. And you could say that about some of the other bands too, but a final concert, I guess it's nice for those who really love their Sabbath and just want to see them one more time. Is this going to be the last time you ever see them? Apparently so, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's true. But with Black Sabbath, you kind of have to take it at face value as it's going to be their last show. Not like some of these other bands who are working on their 10th last show. We're doing one more. Oh, yeah, we're going to do another one. Oh, yeah, we're just going to do one more. We're only going to do one more. This is the final tour. This is the final tour. Just goes on. And it's hard to say it's anything but money involved at that point. But hopefully, I was actually quite happy that they did do at least one more concert to give Bill Ward a chance to be part of something that ended. Like, this band has had, the original members are all still alive, and that's not really that common anymore. You got to go. They've been around for 55 years as a band. Very difficult to keep all four members alive for 55 years, especially when you figure that they started in their 20s to begin with. So they're all pushing 75, 80. To get all four of them together to play at this stage of the game, the only other band that I can think of offhand that has all its original members still alive and could still do another concert together is Kiss. And it's a very different story there than it is with Black Sabbath, though. So to have a band make it to that stage of the game and still play at least one more concert for their fans and for themselves as well, is just truly unique. It's truly unique in rock. And Sabbath has been it's been part of my favorite group for almost since I started having a favorite group, which started in 1980, and they were in that group of bands that were part of that and are still in that group of bands, part of that. Mind you, Rush and I think Styx are the other two bands that have been in that favorite band group for that entire length of time. So a special band, Black Sabbath. And I will probably during the week, I will get a chance to watch this. And then maybe we'll do an episode where we talk more. But I know a lot of people have already done these kind of episodes on the last concert. So I don't feel so inclined to do one. But I do enjoy them. I just haven't seen it yet. So I can't really say too much about it. Anyways, this is the inaugural episode. So I don't expect to get many people on for the first episode. First episode of everything I've done has been kind of slow to get it going, and then it takes off. But this one, being the first time on, and I will be doing this one every Thursday, Hammer of the Gods. The other one, ranking those discographies of those hard rock bands from the 1970s. That one will probably be bi-weekly, because some Saturdays I have places and things to go, so I won't be able to do it. This Saturday I will before I go out, but I don't always get a chance to do that. So anyways, Immigrant song. Today's kind of a little bit of a slow topic. I didn't want to start with a very super long episode just because of it being the first one, and wasn't quite sure how I wanted to go with this. But we will be doing more of these episodes throughout, and I would like this one to be a little bit more interactive. So if you have some topic that's in the metal realm of some metal band that you know that I like as well, you can put some topic down there and we'll come up with some kind of topic line for the next episode. So anyways, I'm going to kind of end this one on a short note tonight, just because of the inauguration of this episode. I hope to see you all throughout the week. So please hit the like and subscribe if you can. And again, if you want to leave any comments about the Immigrant song or about the recent Black Sabbath final show, or if you want to leave a topic that you would like to see done, you can do that in the comment section below. And I will see you all next week on Hammer of the Gods. So take care and goodbye.